Hello class 9. So let's begin our physics class. Children, we were doing chapter number 1, experimentation and measurements. So today I'll explain the numericals of exercise 1A. So the first question is that the wavelength of light of a particular color is 5800 angstrom. You have to express it in nanometer and meter. Okay. So wavelength, this lambda symbol represents the wavelength. So wavelength is given to be 5800 angstrom. And we have to first express it in terms of nanometer. Now we know 1 angstrom equals to 10 to the power minus 1 nanometer. That means 1 upon 10 nanometer. Therefore 5800 angstrom will become 5800 into 10 to the power minus 1 or divided by 10. So 1 0 will cancel with 1 0. So what is remaining? 580 nanometer. So 5800 angstrom is equals to 580 nanometer. Next we have to now convert it in meter. 1 angstrom equals to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Therefore 5800 angstrom equals to 5800 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So now we will convert this in standard form, and you know what is the standard form? That the decimal comes after 1 digit. So if you have to place the decimal here, we have to divide it by 10 to the power 3, and at the same time we will multiply also by 10 to the power 3. So it becomes 5.800 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 10 becomes 10 to the power minus 7. So we can write it as 5.8 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 7 meter. So this is the answer of question number 1. Now what is question number 2? The size of a bacteria is 1 micron. You have to find the number of bacteria in 1 meter length. Now what is the size of bacteria? Size of bacteria equals to 1 micron. And you know 1 micron is 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Therefore, number of bacteria in 1 meter is 10 to the power 6. Now, question number 3. The distance of a galaxy from the Earth is 5.6 into 10 to the power 25 meter. Assuming the speed of light to be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, you have to find the time taken by light to travel this distance. Now we already know what is the formula for time taken. Distance traveled upon speed is called the time taken. Now how much distance is a galaxy from the Earth? 5.6 into 10 to the power 25. So light will have to travel this much distance. And what is the speed? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So when you will solve this, you will get the answer in second, because distance you are taking in meter and speed you are taking in meter per second. So on solving this, you will get 1.866 into 10 to the power 17 second. So approximately 1.87. If up to 2 decimal place you have to give the answer. So it will be 1.87 into 10 to the power 17 seconds. So this is the answer of question number 3. Okay. Now we will do question number 4. The wavelength of the light is 589 nanometer. What is this wavelength then? Angstrom. Now in this nanometer is given and we have to convert in angstrom. What is the wavelength? 589 nanometer. And we know 1 nanometer equals to 10 angstrom. So wavelength and angstrom will be, if you convert nanometer into angstrom, so it will become 589 into 10 angstrom, that is 5890 angstrom. So this is the wavelength in angstrom. Now question number 5 I am doing. The mass of an oxygen atom is 16.00 U. Find its mass in kilogram. Just you have to convert U into kilogram, and you know the relation. 1 U equals to 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. So to convert U into kilogram, we have to just multiply by this. So mass of oxygen atom will become 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 27 into 16 kilogram. On solving it, you will get 26.56 into 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. Okay, to convert in standard form, we will divide by 10 and at the same time we will multiply by 10. So it will become 2.656 into 10 to the power minus 26 kilogram. Now question number 6. It takes time 8 minutes for light to reach from the sun to the earth's surface. If the speed of light is taken to be 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, find the distance from the sun to the earth in kilometer. Here time is given, speed is given, so you have to find the distance. And what is the formula for distance? Speed multiplied by time. So what is the speed of light? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. And how much time the light is taking to reach the earth from the sun? 8 minutes. But speed we are taking meter per second, so you have to convert the time in second. So 8 into 60. It will be converted into second. So you will get the distance in meter. So when you will multiply this, you will get 1440 into 10 to the power 10 to the power 8 meter. Now you have to convert into standard form. So if in meters we are getting the distance, it will be 1440 into 10 to the power 8. Children, you can leave your answer here only. But to convert in standard form or to convert in kilometer, we divide by 10 to the power 3. So what will it become? 1.440 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer. So the distance covered in kilometer is 1.440 into 10 to the power 8. Now the last question of this exercise, question number 7. The distance of a star from the earth is 8.33 light minutes. What do you mean by this statement? Now you know light minutes is the unit of distance. For measuring the distances of heavenly bodies, we take the units of light minutes, light years, etc. So this means that the light takes 8.33 minutes to reach the earth from the star if it travels with the speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Now you have to express the distance in meter. That means 8.33 light minutes you have to convert in meters. Now 8.33 light minutes, how will you convert it in meters? 1 light minute equals to 1.8 into 10 to the power 10 meters. So converting light minutes into meter, you just multiply by 1.8 into 10 to the power 10 meter. So when you will multiply this, you will get 14.994 into 10 to the power 10 meter. And to convert in standard form, we bring the point here after one digit So you have to divide by 10 and at the same time you have to multiply by 10. So on rounding off, approximately you will get 1.5 into 10 to the power 11 meters. So this is the answer. Now children, unit A of chapter number 1 is over and unit B is not coming in your syllabus. So you don't have to do unit B. Now we will do unit C, measurement of time and simple pendulum. Now children, in offices and homes, you commonly use a pendulum clock to measure time, which is based on the periodic oscillations of pendulum. So today we will study the principle of simple pendulum. First of all, what is a simple pendulum? This is the diagram of simple pendulum, which is showing 3 positions of this bob. Bob means a heavy point mass. Now what is a simple pendulum? A simple pendulum is a heavy point mass suspended from a rigid support by a massless inextensible string. Okay. So this heavy point mass is also called as bob. It is made up of metal. But this is only the ideal case because we cannot have a heavy mass of a point size and we cannot have a massless string also. So this is only the ideal case of a simple pendulum. So this is the mean position, initial position of the bob. If we displace it to one side, it will start moving to and fro from A to B, B to C and back to A. So these are called the oscillations of the simple pendulum, to and fro motion of the bob. Okay. Now the pendulum used in the clock is not a simple pendulum, but it is a compound pendulum which you are using. Now there are some terms related to simple pendulum. What is oscillation? One complete to and fro motion of the bob of the pendulum is called as oscillation. That means if the pendulum is starting from A position, first it can go to B, then to C and back to A, then it is called as one oscillation. Similarly, if we displace it to the B point and then we release it, so it will go from B to C and back to B. This is also called one oscillation. Now time period or period of oscillation, it is the time taken by one oscillation and the unit of time period is second and it is represented by the symbol T. Frequency of oscillation. The number of oscillations made in 1 second is called the frequency of oscillations. It is usually represented by F or small letter n and the unit of frequency is per second or hertz. Okay. Now I will tell you the relationship between time period and frequency. If t is the time period of a simple pendulum, that means in time t second, the number of oscillation is 1. So in 1 second, how many oscillation will be made? 1 upon t. In 1 second, number of oscillations is 1 upon t. And that is called frequency. That means f equals to 1 upon t. So frequency and time period are inversely related to each other. Next term is the amplitude. The maximum displacement of the bob from its mean position on either side is called the amplitude. So here from A to B, maximum displacement, or from A to C, that is called the amplitude of the simple pendulum and it is denoted by the letter A and the unit of amplitude is meter because it is displacement. Effective length of the pendulum. It is the distance of the point of oscillation O from the point of suspension S. Suppose this is the point of suspension where you suspend this bob. And this is the point of oscillation O, means the center of gravity where whole mass of the bob is concentrated at the center. So the distance from S to O from the center of the bob, that is taken to be the effective length of the simple pendulum. Okay children, this is all for today.